Hey everyone, welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn channel. My name is Lauren and I'm a craft producer here at Maker's Gonna Learn, and in today's video we are going to discuss all things sublimation and what products we truly love and go to every single time, and we think that you will too. Now, some of you may be here and be wondering, Lauren, what is sublimation? Well, let me tell you. Sublimation is a process where you use a printer that is designated for sublimation, and in this printer you have what we call sublimation ink. Now, this is a dye ink, so what happens is it is printed on sublimation paper. You then take that paper along with heat and pressure and you press it onto your blank. Now, blanks can consist of t-shirts, sweatshirts, license plates, socks, really anything that has a polymer coating on it or it has polyester in the fabric. So what happens during this heat and press process, the dye ink that you have printed with your special sublimation printer will then turn from a solid into a gas. That gas will then adhere to the polymers in your blank. You're going to hear me say blank a lot throughout this video. Through this sublimation process with the heat and pressure, that ink is going to turn from a solid into a gas, and then that gas is going to adhere to the polymers that are on the blank. It then gives you such a high quality effect that does not come out in the wash. There are so many different things that you can create with sublimation. The possibilities really are endless. Here we have a super cute pillow cover. You can do t-shirts, we have sweatshirts, license plates, socks, tumblers. Really, the possibilities are so endless. So with all of that being said, let's talk about the products that we use and go to every single time we go to sublimate. With that being said, let's start talking about all the products that we love and we go to every single time we sublimate. Starting off, let's talk printers. Now, there is a lot of information out there about printers, and there are printers out there that are good and some that are not the best. Our favorite here at the Maker's Gonna Learn studio is going to be the Epson EcoTank line. Now, whether that is the SureColor F170, which we have here on the table, which is a printer that is automatically set up for sublimation, or the EcoTank ET2500 series, which is an inkjet printer that can be converted into sublimation, or even a larger format EcoTank printer. We love the Epson EcoTank ET8500 series. Any of those are really going to work. The Epson EcoTank is our favorite. Next on our list of go-to items is A-Sub paper. Now, the A-Sub paper is a special sublimation paper that really just gives you the best payout when it comes to color and quality of your print. Now, disclaimer, you can sublimate with copy paper. However, we have discovered that it really only works with certain items such as fabrics and things like that. It doesn't give us the best payout when we are doing it on a rigid surface. So every time we go to sublimate, we grab our A-Sub sublimation paper. Next up, heat sources. Now, as you can see, we have 3 different types of heat sources here in the video today. So let's talk about each one of them. Starting out, let's talk about our clamshell heat press. Now, this is going to be one that is going to be a personal preference, whether you want a clamshell, a swing away, or an auto press. This is just the one that we personally go to every single time. This is the StarCraft brand clamshell heat press. It gives a nice, perfectly even temperature all the way across the plate. We have never had issues with part of the plate getting hot and the other plate not. So we really, really love the StarCraft heat press. Now, it is going to be a little bit on the pricier side. If you do want a cheaper version or you are looking for a more budget-friendly version, we do really love the HTV Ront Auto Press. We have not had any issues out of that press. It is not currently on the table, but it is a really great economical heat press. Next, I want to talk about the convection oven. Now, this French door convection oven can be found lots of different places. This one specifically is the Gourmet brand from Walmart. We absolutely love this convection oven because if you are wanting to do tumblers, you can fit 3 to 4 tumblers in this convection oven at one time. Now, this is about $100. You can find these convection ovens on Facebook Marketplace, resale for very, very cheap. But one thing you do need to know is once you have used a convection oven for sublimation, you cannot use it for personal use to cook food in. The reason being is because sublimation does give off a gas, so you do not want to use a convection oven for both cooking food and to sublimate in. We really just love the convection oven because it is such an economical way to sublimate tumblers, and you can fit multiple in there at one time. The biggest downfall with the convection oven is the fact that you have to make sure when you are wrapping your design around your tumbler, if you are doing a full wrap, you have to get it super tight around your tumbler, even using silicone sleeves, things like that, just to make sure that your wrap stays in place, because there is no mechanism within the convection oven that allows you to get that tight squeeze around the tumbler that you need. With that being said, let's move on to the tumbler press. Now, this is going to be a little bit of an investment, especially if you are just a hobbyist crafter. This is really going to be for those people who plan on selling tumblers for a business and can justify the price of the tumbler press. The reason that I absolutely love this PYD Life tumbler press is because you get such a nice, even heat source all the way around your tumbler. It gives your tumbler a nice, snug hug so that you get seamless lines every time you press, and it gets the job done in about 2 minutes. Next, let's talk about ways to adhere your designs down to your blanks. Now, most everybody uses the heat tape, and I love this method. This is such a quick and easy method to tack down your designs onto your blanks so that you know that they don't move around. However, let me offer you to try the Conde Dye Trans Pro Spray 2. This has become my absolute favorite way to tack down any kind of design. This is a adhesive spray that you spray on your actual sublimation paper and then lay it on your blank. This gives you such a good tack down on whatever you are doing, and once you add the heat and the pressure, it leaves no sticky residue on your blank. So if you are in the market for a new adhesive and you have run out of heat tape, I highly suggest you try this. The next thing that I feel like is a must, especially if you are going to use the convection oven, if you're going to go that route for heat source for tumblers, is your silicone tumbler wrap. Now, you are going to adhere your design down with heat tape or the sublimation spray, either one, but then once you have done that, giving your tumbler a silicone wrap makes sure that that design has no gap, leaving no room for ghosting when it comes to the design sublimating onto your tumbler. This really changed the game for me, especially with sublimating tumblers in the oven. So if this is something you have, I highly suggest you grabbing this silicone wrap from Amazon. It's very cheap, it's reusable, and it's something that I grab every single time I make a tumbler using the convection oven. The next two things that I want to talk about that I gravitate toward so much are things that assist me in sublimating on items that you would never think you could sublimate on. For example, wood is one thing that you can sublimate on straight onto the wood, but it doesn't give you as good of a result as you would think. However, adding one small step will completely change the game when it comes to sublimating on wood. That is adding a thermal laminating sheet. There are so many things that you can add thermal laminating sheets to, and what this does is it gives it a barrier, and there are polymers within the thermal laminating sheet that allows that ink to absorb into it and gives you such clean, crisp, vibrant results. Next up is a little hack, and this is something that I go to especially when I'm wanting to sublimate on cotton. Now, let me be clear, this is not something you still can't sublimate on black with this, but it does allow you to sublimate on white or lighter color cotton t-shirts with this, and that is the DTF film and powder. What this does is this allows you to print your sublimation ink onto this film. You then add this DTF powder to it, and there is a process and a technique where you then cook it. That this powder has the plastic polymer coatings in it, and then you compress that design onto cotton t-shirts. So this is definitely something if you are wanting to sublimate and maybe you have customers that do not like the feel of the polyester t-shirts, definitely check this out. Everything that we've talked about is going to be linked down below, our favorites. So this is one that I gravitate toward every single time I want to sublimate onto a cotton t-shirt. The last thing that we have is something that you must have no matter what you create, and that is going to be butcher's paper. What this does is it creates a barrier between your heat source and your sublimation design. Now, you might be wondering, why is that important? It's super, super important because if you don't have a barrier between your base layer and your heat plate of your heat source, there is a chance that that sublimation ink is going to transfer to either this pad that you might have on the bottom or even the bottom of the plate, or it can even transfer to the top plate. Now, what it will then do is once you go to press something else, that design is still going to be on your heat plate or here on your heat source. And when you go to press something else, it is going to be transferred to your next item. Having butcher's paper to create that barrier, it traps that ink in the butcher's paper, and then you can throw it away, or if there is no residue, you can reuse the piece of butcher's paper as many times as you need. Finally, the last thing that I always revert back to if I have any questions about if I'm doing it right or something I'm doing wrong is the Maker's Gonna Sublimate course. Now, this is a course that we have created, we have nurtured, we have put so much time and effort into so that you can learn how to sublimate seamlessly. In this program, we walk you step by step through the whole process from choosing what printer you want, whether that be the Epson printer, a Sawgrass, or something else. We teach you how to set up these different printers. We walk you through the different types of heat sources, which one may be best for you, setting up your designs, creating the best color controls for your printers, teaching you how to sublimate on different materials, and so much more. Plus, you get automatically 300 plus sublimation ready files. Now, one great thing about this course is anytime we do an update or anytime we add new files, you get those for free. This is a one-time payment course, so if you are ready to jump in and start sublimating today, make sure you click the link down below and sign up. I hope this has helped you learn all of the different things that we gravitate toward, that we absolutely love when it comes to sublimating, because we think you will love it too. Make sure to click that link down below if you think you might be ready to start sublimating today, and I cannot wait to see you in the sublimation course. As always, if you liked this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click subscribe to our channel and then hit that little bell notification right beside there so that you can get notified anytime we get crafty. Make sure you leave a comment down below telling us what your favorite sublimation products are. And if you want to learn more sublimation hacks, check out this video.